associative property. If the book ever talks about associative property, some things to remember. The associative property only happens when you have parentheses. Now, I'm sure you've come across parentheses before. What do parentheses look like? They are these little things right there. Do we have any other way we call them? No. And what the associative property talks about, we've only got two different things in the associative property. It only works with addition and multiplication. You can only have the associative property with addition and multiplication. Those are the only two operations of math that works for it. It doesn't work for division or with subtraction. And here is all it is. It's a pretty simple little gizmo gadget here. If you see this, 2, let me find it here. If you see this, 2 times 3 times 4, and 2 times 3 times 4, this. And there's a parenthesis here and a parenthesis there. In math, when you see parentheses, do you know what that means? Yeah?
Just write math first.
Yep, parentheses mean you do those first. Will this, do you think that this will be equal, that this and this will be equal, and I do all the multiplication, yes or no? Lauren, what do you think? Am I going to get an equal answer for both of these, depending on one or the other, yes or no? Lauren says yes. Well, let's try. First of all, 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 4 is 24, right? What do I get if I multiply 3 times 4? And 2 times 12 is 24. So they are equal. That is an example of the associative property. The associative property says that you can change, okay, the numbers don't change, but the way you group them does. That's probably what we should write down there. The numbers stay in the same order, but the parentheses change. But parentheses change. Okay? Numbers stay in the same order, but the parentheses change. Now let's look at a different problem here. 8 divided by 4 divided by 2 compared to 8 divided by 4 divided by 2. And we're going to have the same spiel here. I'm just going to have parentheses and move the parentheses there. Same numbers, right? 842, 842, just the parentheses change. Lauren, is this going to give me the same answer? Same number, same just parentheses? Oh, she's not real exactly sure. Let's look and see. What's 8 divided by 4? 2. What's, I must have got messed up here. 8 divided by 4 is 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. Over here, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. These are not equal. This one's actually greater than that one. And that is, remember I said that the associative property only works for addition and multiplication? What was this? Division. The associative property does not work with division. Okay, so you can't do that. And the reason why that helps you out is because when you're doing a multiplication problem, you know, if you have 8 times 4 times 5, The nice thing is if you use the associative property, rather than having to multiply 8 times 4 and get 32 and multiply 32 times 5, which is kind of tough, you can change the order and actually multiply these first. What's 4 times 5? 20. Can anybody do 8 times 20 in their head? 8 times 2 is 16, so it's 160. So the associative property is a great help because you can change your, same thing with addition. That's the reason why if you add 6 plus 9 plus 4 plus 1, I guess I don't need all these. It's because of the associative property that you're allowed to group these in different orders. I mean, that's why you can put 6 and 4 together and 9 and 1 together. It's a commutative property as well, for the commutative property, but you know, it's the associative property too. You can move and put parentheses and change the order of those things. So when they ask you about those things, it only works with multiplication and addition, not with subtraction and division. Yes. That was pretty exciting, I found.